Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bree Mesquit, and today I am reading your most diabolical waxing confessions. Dun dun dun. So you guys have all seen the trend, right? Of like, tell me your most diabolical XYZ. So I decided to hop on my TikTok. I posted this, and some of the confessions are pretty wild. I haven't read through all of them because I was like, no, I need to do a video with kind of more live reactions to this. So we're gonna read through them together, but I started reading through, there's like over 300 and it got a little wild. These are not like your oops, I got stuck, or like these are like lawyer up, baby. No, I'm just kidding, but they're pretty bad. We've all been there though. Now, as you know, I like to make these educational, so we might as well use this as an opportunity to learn from others' mistakes. I've made some of these mistakes myself as well, but like, how can we avoid this so that we can set ourselves up for not getting our license suspended? Just kidding. So let's get into it. I'm going to pull up my TikTok and we'll read through them together. We're in our comments section. Let's see. So we've got first, my client started her period and I wiped her because I didn't want her to feel embarrassed, and then she farted in my face. She tipped me $100. Okay, this was not, I meant more of like the mistakes on the waxer's part, but this has actually happened to me before, and it's so important on how you make these things happen, right? So it's really important how you make the client feel. You don't want them to feel embarrassed. Like, she got a $100 tip out of it, so that's pretty awesome. But one time I did go to do a booty strip, put powder. Usually I don't use a lot of powder, summertime, whatever. Perfect timing. My client let a little toot out as soon as I was applying the powder, and you can imagine what happened next. So it happens, but it's all about how we just laughed. I was like, it happens, don't worry about it. That was actually pretty entertaining and funny. Like, we're good. She was good. Of course she's embarrassed, but this is why it's so important to build good relationships and being trustworthy to your clients, because we don't want this to be like a traumatizing experience for them. Although, if I did that, it'd be very traumatizing for me for sure. If it happens to me and I'm on the other end of it, I'm cool, we're good. You're safe with me. All right, next, I accidentally pulled out half of her tampon, and without even thinking, I shoved it back in. We both just cried laughing. She shoved it back in. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Okay, I have to tell you my own tampon story. So one time I was waxing someone on their period, totally okay, normal. We do this all the time, not a big deal. But I was like, in my head, I'm like, don't get stuck in the string. And I had been waxing for a while. I don't know why I was so worried about the string this time when, like, I've done this a million times. I freaking got the string stuck in the strip, pulled the strip. I'm telling you, it was like a cartoon, you guys. It pulled out, stuck against the wall, slow motion. I'm not even being dramatic right now. Like, this is a real story. Slow freaking motion, stuck to the wall, and slowly fell down and then fell on the floor. It was like so embarrassing. I just looked at my client and I'm like, that happened. I'm sorry. I don't know how to come back from this one. And we both just started laughing, but that's been like ingrained in my head now. Never have done it again. So you guys, there's a couple of things you can do with tampon strings. Have your client tuck it, have them cut it, or you just need to move it side to side and be really careful about it, and check before you pull the strip if it's stuck or not. If it is, it's easy to remove before removing that strip. So in this case, I know she kind of probably panicked, shoved it back in, but just ask your client to go ahead and reinsert that on their own. That's hilarious. All right, let's see. When I was a new esty, I ran out of wax for a full leg wax, so I individually tweezed leg hairs on her thighs. Needless to say, she did not come to see me again after that. Okay, that's fine. You know what? It's fine. Like, things happen. You got it done. Lesson learned. Inventory, you guys. Utilize Glass Genius. Utilize their inventory tracker. That's funny though. I give props because she got it done. All right. I don't know if it's license suspension worthy, but I had to wax my client in the dark with her phone, a flashlight, because the power went out. Again, this is resourceful. I respect it. I remember a time when the lights went out when I was working at European Wax Center, and it was pitch black. It was actually kind of a little bit scary, but we did finish the service as well. So I give props to you. You got it done. Hopefully your client was happy with the service. I accidentally pulled out and flung someone's tampon across the room because it was stuck to the strip and I didn't realize it. You're not alone. I am glad I'm not the only one who's ever done that. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I don't know. Okay, this is pretty, I said diabolical. All right. Doing a Brazilian, a client was being rude, and as I ripped the wax off, a chunk of her body fluids came out, flying with it, and it landed on her jacket. I never said anything, and she walked out wearing the jacket with the fluids on the back of her blazer. I don't have many words. I did ask for diabolical. You guys delivered. All right, I'm just gonna keep on going. My mom waxed a lady's entire eyebrow off, and instead of telling her, she goes, "So there will be no charge today," and sent her on her way. I'm pretty sure she still has nightmares. Oh my gosh, that was one of my biggest fears when I first got started. Brows terrified me, which is why I would be way conservative with the wax and do a lot of tweezing, and I would actually tell my clients that. But I get it. I get the panic, but you guys, if we make a mistake, we do need to let our clients know and own up to it. You can't send them on their way, but that's a hard one, man. I mean, she at least didn't charge her, but I'm surprised the lady, did they not look and check the work out? That's a tough one. That I would be traumatized and have nightmares for life too. All right. My first time doing a nose wax on a male, I ripped out half of his mustache. I freaked out and told him. He laughed and told me he had planned it out. He hid his face and ran out and told me to tell my boss he stiffed me? I'm so confused. I'm very confused. Wait, so he laughed and told me he had it planned out. Wait, so did he do this on purpose to get a free service? Is that what I'm catching from this? I don't know. All right. Well, mustache and nose waxing. I have plenty of men's nose waxing demos. You guys can go check it out. I have a few different tips on how to protect facial hair when doing a nose wax. But all right, moving on. While I was in school, I was doing my friend's Brazilian. I was holding her taut, and for the labia strip, and my ring finger went, oh my gosh, my finger went in. I was so embarrassed. We're still friends to this day. Oh my God. Okay, it was in school. You're practicing. It was a friend. I guess it happens. That's one thing I have to say has not happened to me. All right, hand placement. What if it does happen? Yeah, if it does, you have to apologize and say that you slipped up. One time I did, because you don't want anyone to think sexual harassment or something. Actually, I recently saw a really wild story on TikTok from a client's perspective of going in and getting waxed. I'll probably do a video on that because it needs to be talked about. It's not representing our profession very well with that one. Anyways, one time though, I was waxing and somehow I lost my footing and I literally almost face planted. I got really close, right? Yeah, it was embarrassing, but you just gotta apologize and call it out. You can't ignore when these things happen because there's so much more that can come from that. And we gotta protect ourselves too, which is, if you guys don't have insurance, you need to have insurance. Especially when you hurt somebody. But that one, that's an interesting situation. All right, let's do one more. I'm not a waxer, but I had a girl who was on a FaceTime call on her AirPods while waxing me, and I was confused why she kept talking during my appointment, and she did one big strip for both lips and my pubis area, so like the mound and labia. Painful and uncomfortable in every sense. Yes, she got fired. Good, I'm glad she got fired. That's like, come on, professionalism. Like, do I even have to go over that? That's crazy. Yeah, no. Bedside manner is so important. Actually, one time when I was a trainer for European Wax Center, there was this girl who came in. She was a new trainee, so I was responsible for training any of the new hires. And she did her first Brazilian, and she made it really uncomfortable. I could tell she was uncomfortable, which was fine. Like, it was her first one. We're walking through technique, how to like conversate with the client, guide them through all the things. But at the end of the service, after she completed, she turned to the client and said, "I feel like I just lost my virginity to you." I'm like, bro, no. I didn't even know if I had authority to do this, but I told her she could go home for the day. And I called the owners. I'm like, this is what just happened. I don't think this is a good fit. I feel like this completely like crossed boundaries and overstepped. And she was actually like let go right then and there. You guys, some things that you can feel either maybe are said under like, cause you're just really like anxious and nervous. You gotta watch your bedside manner and how you're speaking to your clients, or just the actions like this, being on the phone, like that's wild, that's crazy. Like, I can't believe this even needs to be said. And like, come on, common sense. So, all right, I'm traumatized enough for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Though, let me know if you want me to read more of these comments. They're pretty crazy. I'm glad to know, though, that we're not alone in some of these things. So if you guys have ever made some of these mistakes, it's okay. Moving on, learn from it, though, because we don't want to keep making the same mistakes like ongoing. That's when it's a really big problem. So, all right, I hope you enjoyed this little trauma dump sesh, and I hope to see you guys back next week. Don't forget to subscribe, share, turn on notifications, and then meet us right back here next week. All right, bye.